All right, guys, I am here with my weekly What Sold video. Good news, sales are finally up for me. The last few days were pretty rough, but the first few days of the week, or maybe like the weekend, because I do this Friday to Thursday, were really good. So averaged out pretty good sales week for me. So let me know down below, how have your sales been this last week of July? I'm going to share with you what I sold on Depop, Mercari, eBay, I almost said Facebook, eBay and Poshmark. Let you know what things are selling for, what I'm selling, types of items that are currently selling. Hopefully this will help you with your reselling business so you know what to look for when you're out at the thrift store, and you can kind of judge if this is something that you want to pick up for your business model. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so down below. Hit the bell next to it. That'll give you notifications every time I put out a new video. And give this video a thumbs up if you have not yet. Let me minimize myself. Those are my numbers. Depop, I only had one sale, and it was a pair of Hokas for $18.42. Wait, that was my earnings. They sold for $20. They were pretty beat. I don't even remember where I got these. I feel like it was somewhere like extremely cheap. They were a men's size 8. I guess they weren't extremely beat, but like the color was like pretty rough. They were dirty, but somebody still bought them for 20 bucks, so I'll take it. On Mercari, I actually had 3 sales, I think. Yeah. Maybe, wait, is one of these already been rated? No, I think I talked about all of those last week. So we have a pair of Zara shoes that sold for $50, which is amazing. And I am not, you guys can't see me, I just realized. Here I am. Let me put myself up here. Here we go. There we go. Zara shoes sold for $50. These were a pair of beige or tan velvet patent leather, I think, pointed toe flats. They were a slingback. These were new with tags. I got these at my local Goodwill for $7.99. You can see that I do not price that or change the price in the bottom. Also, timeout. I just heard Ryan get up out of bed, and I need to go check on him for his pain medication. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Ryan, if you guys are wondering, is doing okay, I guess as well as expected. He had ACL surgery, and they did find a meniscus tear when they were in there, so they had to do that as well, which means I think a little bit longer recovery. He can't do as much weight bearing right away. So kind of sad, but I just got him set up. He has this interesting little ice machine. It's like, instead of having to put ice packs in your knee, it's like this, almost looks like a cooler, and then it has a tube that comes up and just cools around his knee. So that's really convenient. I got him set up with that and all of his medicine. So thank you guys for praying. Just keep praying that he has a good, quick recovery. He has to start physical therapy on Monday. I think I finished talking about these. These were the Zara shoes that sold for $50. I sold an Old Navy dress for $27.99. This was in a size 3X. It was a fit and flare, like chambray, with a little cutout, and it was new with tags. So I was experimenting a little bit with some Old Navy dresses this summer. I sold 2. I think I still have 1 or 2 left for sale. And then I sold this Hinson Woo dress for $31.49. I've sold this top or this brand before, but not very often. This one was in a size 1X. It was a button back shirt dress, so a good style and a good size. And that is it on Mercari. So let's move on to, you guys can always, when I close up my other windows, you can see what I've been watching or what I've been doing. Okay. July 31st. Also, today's Grace's birthday, my daughter. If you guys are new, Ryan is my daughter. Grace. Oh my gosh, Ryan is my son. Grace is my daughter. He would hate that if he heard me say that. July 25th. My daughter Grace, it's her birthday, and she's 20, which is very exciting. I'm going to cut her some flowers out of my little wildflowers that I've been growing. I got her a card. We're going out to dinner a couple of times with her grandma and with us. So very exciting for Grace. She's not a teenager anymore, which makes me feel old. This is the brand Psycho Bunny. This sold for $29.99 with a coupon. This is a men's short sleeve polo shirt. It was in a size, I think, extra small, 100% Pima cotton. I like picking up this brand. That's what their little logo looks like, with that little skull and crossbones underneath the bunny polo. These are a pair of Judy Blue jeans that sold for $30 on an offer. These were in a size 20. Oops. Do you guys like watching me mess up literally every single week? I had them listed as a size 27, and you can see here, these are showing a size 29. I did have 2 pairs of these, and one of them is in 27, 29, so I'm going to message this buyer right away. You know what? Actually, they haven't shipped out yet. My mailman doesn't come for a while, so I'm going to go find this package, grab it, check the size, and if it's not, maybe I can check my bin where my size 29 is supposed to be and switch them out. Oh my gosh. Okay, I mess up something every week. Okay, anyway, those sold for $30. Let's hope that I can go find the right size. So I need to try to find size 27. Okay. Actually, let me click into this and see. What did I have for my item specifics? Oh, view purchased item. 27 in there too. And then in my description, 29. Okay, I'm going to message this buyer. I think because I did sell similar off of one of my other ones. You know what? I'm going to message her right now while I'm on the phone with you guys. I mean, on the phone. On the video with you guys. Does that make sense? And just ask her what size she wanted because it says multiple sizes. Hi, I was just going to double check with you of what size you wanted to order. I have a couple sizes of these jeans, but I just realized I mixed up my title and my description. The picture shows a size 29, period. Let me know which size you were wanting to get, period. Sorry about that, period. Thanks. Okay, hopefully she'll be okay with that. Next, JGL top sold for $24.99 with a coupon. This was in a size extra large. I found this same top in a size large. It was the Love Linen line, which tends to do pretty good for me. 100% linen, tunic, v-neck top. Next up was a Free People top. This sold extremely quickly for $27.99. This was a pink, like gauzy cotton, very oversized top. Free People in extra large does great. Next up was this vintage Disney Winnie the Pooh duffel tote. Sold for $49.99 with a coupon. I love vintage Disney. If you guys know me, I am a big Disney person. And so I had to pick this up when I found it. It was Winnie the Pooh. Super cute. I sold these Vineyard Vines shorts for $20. These were new with tags, retail for $58. They were the 3.5-inch everyday shorts, navy blue size 8. So that's great. Next up was a vintage leather jacket that sold for $51.99. This was not branded, but people like the vintage leather moto style jackets or bomber style jackets. Size large, 100% leather. So I just went ahead and grabbed it. It sold in a couple of days. Next up was a J. Crew shirt men, sold for $35. I actually remember I had made a video complaining about really lowball offers, and somebody had commented and said, you should have taken that offer for that J. Crew shirt. I think it was like 15 or something, or maybe 20. I don't know. I think it was 15. And I was like, no, because when it's made, so it's collaborated. It's, oh my gosh, can I speak? Collaboration with Baird McNutt, which makes linen, and it's like Irish linen, size extra large, really good condition. I was like, I feel like I can get more for this, and I did. So I'm happy I didn't listen to that person. Next up was a vintage Y2K 90s top that sold for $30 with a coupon. This was getting a ton of attention, especially on Mercari for some odd reason. It had the brown floral with the lace like trim detail. The tag doesn't really matter. So yeah, style-based stuff is still doing really well for me. Next up are these Lululemon shorts that sold for $23.99. These were the On the Fly shorts. They were burgundy in a size 4. I had these, I don't know why though, because I wear a size 6. So I was going through my shorts drawer and I sold them. This Ming Wang dress sold extremely quickly for $50. This was in a size 3X. I got this at the 70% off Style Encore clearance sale. I think I paid $12 or $13. So $50 with a really fast sale, I am very happy with that. I hardly ever find their dresses, but when I do, they tend to do well. I sold this Lafayette 148 top for $22.95. This was in a size 1X, so plus size, which is great. Cut and blend, white button-up. Next up was a Catherine's top. This sold for $24.99 with a coupon. This sold extremely quickly. It was in a size 4X, 100% cotton, just like a blue printed top. Next up was this Free People movement shirt. This sold for $19.99. This was a new with tags, only retailed for $58. Kind of interesting because it was a t-shirt, but it had a whole bunch of like ski equipment on the back. So anyway, I'm happy with that. I think I paid $3 for that. Next up was a Ming Wang cardigan. This sold for $26.25. Size 2X, black with like a bright pink trim. Ming Wang does good for me in the larger sizes. This is a vintage express dress that sold for $20. Size 6, it was strapless, striped with this little like lace-up corsety deal in the back. Flowers along the bottom. This was a very risky thing for me to pick up, I feel like, because Some stuff with Y2K, I'm like, yes, I know this is going to be good. This one, I'm like, I'm not sure with the strapless. But I sold it for $20, which is great. Next up was this Trim Shaper swimsuit. This sold for $35.99. This was new with tags, which is why I got it. It did retail for, why are these pictures so small? I don't know why this is happening sometimes. Either way, I think it retailed for around $100 or a little bit more. So I decided to grab it at my Goodwill. $34.99, that's great. Next up, a pair of Patagonia shorts, $14.17. These were the Barely Baggies, size small. With my red nail polish, I pretty much never paint my nails, sometimes for vacation. That's what these ones are for. This was when my husband took me to Disney, which was in December. So I'm glad those finally sold. This LL Bean sweater sold extremely quickly, $34.99 with a coupon. This was a size extra large, and it was 100% cashmere. The only flaw was it had some pilling, and I tried to do a little bit of my sweater shaver, but I don't like to spend a ton of time with it, so I just did a small amount, and then I just took a picture. Still sold quickly. Next up was this Lululemon top. This sold for $25. This was new with tags, ribbed short sleeve top, but it did take quite a while to sell, and I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I don't make very much profit. Next up was an Ally Miles top. This sold for $26.24. This sold really fast. It wasn't a size extra large. It was a blue and white check plaid type print with the asymmetrical like kind of cut there. So that's great. This is the third time this Johnny Was top has sold, and I turned off returns, so it should not be getting returned. This is a size extra large, tunic, floral, lightweight. Not your typical look for Johnny Was, but I think since it was a larger size. So that being said, after I've talked about that in my last couple of videos, I've had different comments. Some people are like, okay, that's fine. I don't do returns either. Some people are like, you need to have them on. You need to have them returns. You need to run your business well. And I'm like, because I used to say that. And then some people are like, well, turn them on and just make the buyer pay return shipping, which that's fine too. And I've done that. But what my thing was, is it was just like I don't know, like it was constant. I always had things in my return thing. And it was like, just didn't like it. Ordered by mistake. Doesn't fit. It wasn't anything that I did wrong, and it was just stressing me out. So like for my mental health, I'm like, I'm turning them off. I'm tired of getting returns, so I just turn them off. And I feel kind of bad. But I think there is things where it's like, you guys can change things in your business however you want, because I used to be like, I'm not picking up style-based stuff. I'm only going on brands based on comps. I changed. I'm doing well with that. Whereas before, I didn't do well with that. I used to say, you need to take returns. It's a part of running up a good business. And now I'm like, I need a break from returns. So I think there's like, it's nice because that's what's nice about a reselling business. You can run it however you want. This was an excellent sale. I sold this Tory Burch purse for $199 with a coupon. I paid $50 for this at a garage sale where I got a bunch of other designer items. So this was the Thea tote. It was in like new condition, really cute. So I'm very, very happy with that sale. I sold these Teos sandals really quickly. These sold for $22. I found a bunch of Teos, Bionic, and FitFlop sandals at my local thrift world. I'm still listing sandals right now, and it did sell quickly. This is a Diane von Furstenberg tank top. This sold for $26.24. Blue, size small, 100% silk. That's why I grabbed it. Next up was this XCVI skirt. I listed this for $44.99. It sold with a coupon of 20%, which is great. So this was like a midi length. It was ruched. It was in a size medium, cotton. I don't know. Just the vibes of this is kind of like 90s grunge Y2K. So it sold really well. Another great sale are these Rag & Bone jeans. These sold for $115. And these were in a size 23, which is tiny. I paid $40 for these. I did some online arbitrage. And I am very happy with turning $40 into $115. So that was great. These Miramar pants, they look like jeans, but they feel like pajamas or joggers. So definitely be on the lookout for them. Next up was this Maeve dress. This sold for $35.99. Again, this one got returned for fit. I sold it right away again. Happy with that. Wait, did we already talk about that? What is my July 25th? No, we haven't. Okay, we're doing this through July 25th. Maybe I just talked about it when it got returned, or maybe it was a different video. Next up, Cole Haan boots. These were in a size 12. They sold for $18. These were kind of worn with some scuffs and some creasing, so I just went ahead and sold them cheap. I sold these Lululemon pants for $28. These were in a size 8. They were older. They were a high-rise, like wide leg flare. So I still just went ahead and picked them up, even though they were an older style. I mean, they were an older pair, but they're still a good style. Next up are these Sweet Flex leggings. These are similar to the Skinify leggings that I pick up. These are sold for $33.75. So they're a resistance band leggings. You can see like all those little ruching things in there. The camo, size 6. So I would definitely pick this brand up again. That's my first time selling that. Next up was another vintage top that sold for $25 with a coupon. This was Apartment 9, which is sold at Kohl's. It had ruching kind of in the middle. I don't know how vintage this is. I just had the vibes that I could sell this, and I did, which is crazy to me to be picking up Apartment 9. Next up was this Alfred Dunner shirt that sold for $20. Wait, yeah. I didn't talk about this. I'm like, some of this is sounding so familiar. I don't know. Okay. $20 in this. 2X, purple, colorful. It's in a plus size 2X. My friend told me about this brand. It does decent for her, so I am trying it out. This was an Eileen Fisher dress that sold for $19.99. It wasn't a size 3X, but there was a couple of little spots and stains that I couldn't get out, so I listed it lower to move it quickly, and that worked. Another pair of Miramar jeans or pants, whatever you want to call them. So I sold 2 pairs. Both of them I sourced online for $40 each. These ones were not new, I don't think. They still sold for $114.99 with a coupon. These ones were in a size 26. So that's crazy. This is a huge bolo. Be on the lookout for these at the thrift store. You'll be able to tell when you feel them. Another great sale is this McDougall dress. This sold for $100. This was new with tag size 10. I got this a while back at Style Encore for $30, I think. They were charging $30 for multiple McDougall new with tags dresses, which I was like, yes, I will take all of those. I think this is my last one that I had. I sold these Tahari pants for $19.99. This was an experiment selling Tahari linen. I've heard that it can do decent in the summer months, and it did. Not for a ton of money, but that's kind of what I expected from the brand. I took this offer of $16 on this Y2K, the limited romper. I originally got this thinking it was a dress. I think if it was a dress, I could have got more money for it, but it wasn't. It was a romper, which I don't really remember them making those in the 90s, but I guess they did. And then I sold this Alley Miles top for $29.99 with a coupon. This sold extremely quickly. Bright green with black details. Plus size always does well for me in the brand. Next up were these Nike Air Jordan shorts. These, my friend gave them to me for free, and they sold for $12. So I'll take any profit on a free item. These are a pair of Lululemon shoes that I got for myself. Then they kind of felt too tight, and they sold for $25. I could have got more for them, but this was after I was having that really horrible sales week last week. And so I just went ahead and took an offer. This Catherine's top sold for $24.99 with a coupon. Purple, kind of pleated accordion looking in a size 2X floral. I sold this Prana dress for $18.74. This was a pink size small outdoor hiking type dress, older style. These Ming Wang pants sold pretty well, $35 with a coupon. These were in a size medium. They were a pair of black pull-on straight leg pants. This packed dress sold extremely quickly. This one sold for $27.99. V-neck, a tiny little hole in the armpit, and guess what that was from? The tag. Organic cotton blend, packed does really well. This is a really pretty dress. If this was my size, I probably would have kept it. Next up is a Cinquecep top. This sold for $30. This said Armoire. Am I saying that right? We don't know because I don't speak anything except English. I took a little bit of Spanish in high school, but anyway, Cinquecep can do okay. Some things sell really well, some things don't. So look up your particular item that you pick up. This is a Theory tank top that sold for $22.50. I got this because it was silk, size small silk. Still don't know why some of these pictures are coming out as small squares. And that is it for eBay. Let's move on to Poshmark. Let's put in July 25th through 31st. Yeah, right? Yes. Apply. Okay, first up, Aloe Yoga Sports Bra. Sold for $20. I didn't know how much this was going to sell for, but I felt like it was pretty trendy. So I went ahead and picked it up. I listed it for 30. Someone offered me 15 last night. I countered offered to 20 and they accepted that offer. So that's great. I sold this Bowden swimsuit for $20. So I just picked this up recently, but I'm wanting to move out swimsuits. So I was like, I'll take this offer for 20 bucks. It was just like a one-piece kind of color block swimsuit. Next up was an Eileen Fisher skirt that sold for $28. This was an older tag, if I remember right. Yes. So it's this black like square tag, but I grabbed it because it was 100% wool. And it still sold really quickly for $28. So even if it's an older tag, if it has good fabric, it does well. Next up was this Quince blazer. This was in a size medium, brown organic cotton. This sold for $25. I actually had 2 of these and I might have sold them both this week. I sold these Crocs shoes for $30. These were a pair of black mules. They kind of look like the Birkenstock Boston clog. It's that same style. And these sold really fast for 30 bucks. Somebody offered me 20 and I had them listed for 40. I was like, no. And so I was happy with the $30 sale. I sold this vintage skirt for $22. This was pure style based. I put in 90s Y2K mini micro skirt. It was new with tags, MOA. I don't know what that brand is. So yeah, totally style based sale there. Next up is a bundle of 2 items for $68. I think this person said they watch my videos. So thank you so much for your purchase. She bundled these together and I think I have an automatic discount on Poshmark for a bundle. And so she just bought it with that, which was great. It was an Eileen Fisher size small blue beaded mini silk dress and then a Banana Republic sweater in a size medium. This was a gray and silk cashmere, new with tags. So great bundle sale there. Thank you guys so much. If you guys ever purchase from me. Oh, now my husband's calling. I have to answer this. I'm sorry. Hello? Sorry for the interruption today, guys. My husband was calling to tell me that there was a mix-up and he is going to be possibly late from work. These are a pair of Lululemon Dance Studio joggers, but I didn't have them, so I'm messaging the buyer to see if she wants something else. Guess what, guys? It's literally 3 in a row. I kind of crashed out. This Free People top, the same thing. This Brochu Walker sweater, the same thing. I didn't have all of them. So, but my sales were good this week, so I didn't feel as bad. But the Brochu Walker one really hurt because that was a $90 sale. I had the exact same one, though, in a different shade of blue, and I've messaged her twice in like 3 days, and she's not answering me. So I'm not canceling it yet. I'm not canceling any of these yet because sometimes people will choose something else in my closet of similar value, and I send that to them instead. So I'm waiting to hear back from those 3 buyers. So my fails of the week are that, and that I accidentally have those pair of jeans, which I do need to remember to go outside after this and grab those. We have a Poetry Chop top. This sold for $20. This was not opening for some reason. Let's refresh my browser. Uh-oh, is my Wi-Fi having issues? Hopefully we can get through this. Otherwise, I'll just scroll down and talk to you. Of course, like, here's another thing that's going to go wrong. Why is Poshmark struggling? I don't know. Or I could look at them on my phone, but I want to be able to show you guys like pictures and tags and things. Okay, here we go. It's a white screen. Another thing that was crappy for Ryan is he woke up and his computer screen, like, remember when the old TVs used to have like staticky all across it? It was like that. It's like super glitchy looking and I don't know what's wrong with it. And of course he's just sitting in his room resting. And so he's using his phone, but I'm like, ugh, sorry, kid. Okay, it might just be Poshmark being really slow. Let me see if like eBay is being slow. If I try to like go to a different page. Oh, it's probably my Wi-Fi, you guys. Okay, I'm just going to talk about these things and we're going to go down, and if it gets better, I'll click into them. No internet. Okay, we love this. Okay, let's please connect to my internet. Is this even recording my video? I don't know. All right, I think it is. Okay, here we go. I think we got it. Poetry Chop, $20. This was a linen size 8 top. I've never sold this brand before. This is my first time. It did okay. Maybe it does better in bigger sizes. Let me know how it does for you. Are we going to be able to scroll down? Oh, it has my sales almost from yesterday. I hope you guys are patient. These are a pair of Rock Revival jeans that sold for $40, which was my full asking price. That was excellent. These were the Killian Capri. The name Killian reminds me, did you guys ever watch that show Once Upon a Time? And that was like the hook guy. I was obsessed with that show. I loved that show. It was like based off of Disney characters, like villains, I think. But some characters, oh my gosh, I was obsessed with that show. Anyway, that was the like, not Captain Hook. Yeah, it was Captain Hook guy. I loved it. That was a great sale, those Rock Revival jeans. Okay, here's the other Quince blazer. This one sold for $26, so $1 more than the other one. Brown organic cotton knit blazer. I love selling the brand. It's not going back down to where I left off. I sold these Durango boots for $30. These were in a size 11. They were brown leather, Western cowgirl rodeo. Somebody messaged me. They wanted them for an event coming up. I think she said a concert. So I ship every day. So those got out to her right away. Next up were these Bionic sandals. These sold for $24. These were like a pair of cork, like flip-flop style sandals. They were called the Tide 2. So you can see right here in the top with Bionic, it'll tell you the style name. So that was great. Next up was the bundle of both of those She Fit bras. They sold for $70, which is great. Full asking price. So maybe I don't have a bundle discount right now. I need to look at that. Anyway, that was great. $35 for both of them. I've never sold this brand. It's the first time I found it. I had a lot of questions about the sizing, and apparently this Luxe, that's the size. So they have a size chart, which is really weird to me. That was apparently a size large. So pick up She Fit bras if you find them. And also, teach me how to speak. Okay, we have a pair of 1 teaspoon shorts that sold for $23. I'm trying to move out my shorts, my swimsuits, my summer items. So I did take a little bit of a lower offer on these. These were the high-waisted bandits. They do decent for me. This Habitat shirt sold for $35. I did price this one higher than I've been listing my Habitat item as at. And it went good. I mean, I had it listed higher than this, and they made an offer. It had ruched sleeves, and it sold extremely quickly. But the vibes on it were giving me fall, kind of. So maybe that's why it sold. I don't know. Let me know if you guys sell that brand, how it does for you. This is a Grayson men's jacket that sold for $22. I had this listed higher, but I think that there was this like golf course logo on the side, which made it not worth as much. Then it was harder to sell. Otherwise, I think it would have done better. That is a good men's brand to be on the lookout for. This was a vintage 90s Y2K top that sold extremely fast. For $24, it was a like floral printed. It was a faux wrap. It was kind of sheer. It was like kind of that longer length with longer sleeves. You can tell a lot of vintage with this like paper type of tag. So really happy about that. This vintage Dooney sold for $40. Comps for these were like $40 to $50. Oh my gosh, I'm going to kill myself. My internet's out again. What's going on with my Wi-Fi? And my son's probably freaking out too because maybe he's just using data on his phone though. My husband said our data is like getting filled up probably from Ryan. I'm sorry, you guys, but this is my life. My life is full of just like, why is this happening? Anyway, comps, this was right around what average comps were. I made a video wondering if it was real. I'm pretty sure it was, so I went ahead and sold it after all the research that I did. Sold super fast for $40. Maybe I could have got more. I don't know. I'm happy to make a quick profit. Next up, these mother jeans sold for $80. These are great. I think I bought these off of ThreadUp, maybe like a online sourcing. They're Mother Superior. They were in a size 27. They had some distressing. They were the Tomcat, which is an excellent style that I like to sell. So if I did get them on ThreadUp, which I think I did, I think I paid $25 or $30. So I'm still happy with that. This Anne Fontaine top sold really quickly for $40. This was in a size 38, which equals like a US size small. It was silk and it was sheer with the ruffle details in the front. So not all Anne Fontaine does well, but that one in particular did. This toast dress sold for $50. This had excellent comps. This was a chambray button front midi dress, really cute. Here's what the tag looks like. This is my first time selling the brand, and I was very happy with that sale. Let me know if you've sold toast and how it's done for you. Next up was a pair of Freda Salvador boots that sold for $72. I paid $20 for these at a consignment store. These were a size 10 black suede pull-on boots. I like selling Freda Salvador, but I hardly ever find it, so I was really happy with that. Next up was this Halara skirt. Yes, I sold Halara. I got this because it was new with tags in a size extra large and a really cute style. This lace midi skirt. And yeah, this does not retail much, but style-wise, it was definitely on trend, so I'm glad I picked it up. Next up was this Skady swimsuit. I found a bunch of these at a local thrift world. I think I only have one more left in a size extra small, and they've all been selling around $25 to $35. That one says 40 here, but I'm pretty sure back here it said, yeah, I accepted an offer of 25. Another Catherine's top. This one is in a size 3X, black, brown, animal print, leopard, oversized. It's getting slow again, so I'm just going to talk. I think I had like a pleated detail. That sold really fast. Next up are these Teo sandals. I'm sorry, but I don't want to keep clicking into the listing if it's going to keep screwing up with my Wi-Fi. Okay, never mind. It already went to it. This was another pair of sandals that I found at Thrift World, where I found a whole bunch of comfort brand sandals. So I'm really happy because they're selling quickly. I'm just going to leave it on this page. Next up was a Vivian Tam top that sold for $29. It was a black sheer top. I looked up Vivian Tan silk tops, and some of them didn't go for very much. Some of them were kind of higher. So I don't know, but this one had a hole in the front, so I listed it lower. But I do have a Vivian Tam top in my closet, but it's like a rare, desirable print with like a Buddha or something on it. I have it listed for $500. I'm sending out offers. I sent out offers for $400 at first, and now I'm sending out offers for $375. But it has 116 likes on Poshmark, but no one's bought it yet. But I'm gonna just keep it. I keep it up for sale. I'm not gonna lower it yet because I just want to see. I mean, I've been sending out offers for $375. I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna take the right buyer, or maybe it's not. But I've seen why I priced it that high is because comps were that high. I couldn't find my exact one, but there was like very similar ones that sold for like $375 to over $500. So I'm trying it. Next up was this Alley Miles top. This was in a size medium. It sold for $18. This was a Marketplace handwork of India dress. This was it says small, medium, large because it said it could fit multiple sizes of those. That was definitely a style-based dress that I picked up. That sold for $25. And then the last thing it looks like is this Lululemon sweatshirt. This sold for $50. This was an oversized scuba. It was crop. It was definitely their newer style. So really happy with that. Okay, I'm sorry for all of the mishaps. This video today was kind of all over the place. Thank you guys for watching. If you stuck around for the whole thing, let me think of a fun emoji. Give me an emoji of your favorite drink, if you can find it. Do they have different drinks on your phone? I think they do. So put a drink emoji down below if you're here to the end. I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow's going to be a fun Thrift With Me video. Just realized I forgot to tell you guys my numbers, so I'm popping in really quick. On Depop, I made $11.92 profit. These are all profit after cost of goods. I do average cost of goods and after platform fees. Mercari, $106.97. eBay, $752.08. Poshmark, $579.20. Total profit for the week, $1,450.17. Profit per day, $207.16. If I can make at least $200 profit per day, I will be very happy. So I hope that continues this week. Okay. Also, I did a really embarrassing thing. So if you want to see me make a fool of myself again, come back tomorrow. And also, my sister found something crazy in the bins. I went to visit her at the bins. So some fun stuff in tomorrow's video. I'll see you guys then. Have a great weekend. Bye.